Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. What a day, especially coming out of Norman, Oklahoma. Caleb Williams hits the portal. Everybody, sky's falling there in Norman, Oklahoma. And then Dillon Gabriel, formerly of UCF, seemingly headed to UCLA. Oklahoma comes out of nowhere and snags him up. React to that. Uh, First and foremost, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Help me grow this platform. I'm trying to get to 12,000 subscribers. So subscribe, Noti Squad, whole bit. I appreciate y'all. Also, shout out to our sponsor, BUSR, busr.com/fanatic. We have the Sports 100 FP promo back, 100% free play match on all first time deposits. So go on there if you're looking for a sports book, you're looking for reliable player prop bets. No better place to look than BUSR. I hit him up yesterday on Green Bay, Minnesota, and hit on Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Devontae Adams. Guys, the other thing, too, we on TikTok now. So making some TikTok videos now, more short form content. It's been a lot of fun learning the platform, getting used to it and everything. So we are going to be doing some really really cool stuff over there here in 2022. Happy New Year, everybody! By the way, but excited about TikTok. So I wanted to just react to all this. I mean, I was just as I was editing my Cowboys video, I was watching Around the Table Sports, and great job by Ty hosting the forum tonight where he had, our good buddy Chris, who we will talk to, Chris and Seth later from Horns Down podcast this week on a live, but also Indy Sooner and the great work he and Travis do covering OU and Jansen, Ty being the Alabama guys. And so while they're on their live and I'm listening and editing and participating in the chat, Dillon Gabriel news breaks, and it's just a wild, wild day. And I will say this: this is why I say I try to be a three-dimensional thinker as a fan and look at this really from the landscape of college football. A lot of you guys don't want to hear what I have to say in terms of you guys that are OU fans because you're like, well, why is the Texas guy speaking on this? Blah, blah. That's just the team I root for. That doesn't mean that my opinions and the logic that I apply to the sport aren't universal. I try to be objective with these things. So when I say that I see things that are problematic and troublesome with Spencer Rattler, and I was right about that, and we saw what happened at the end of the season, he's gone. When I say, hey, where there's smoke, there's fire with the Lincoln Riley stuff, he leaves. Caleb Williams, he's in the portal. That's not just me talking out of my ass because I'm a Texas fan. That's me because I follow college football and, understand how sports works, right? And so a lot of you guys are so ingrained in your fandom where you become in a bubble and you don't want to listen to what anybody else has to say. So hopefully I try y'all respect my opinion from an objective standpoint because I actually really like what OU did net today. I wasn't buying in. I'm not saying BB was a bad hire or anything like that. I think OU did what they did, and in terms of or did what was that was a good B plus hire. That's how I live with it. B higher, B plus higher in terms of Brent Venables. We'll see what they get with Jeff Levy. I'm not as high on Jeff Levy as other people are, but they like to drink the Kool-Aid there. That's fine. Caleb Williams thing, we'll touch on that here shortly. But where I really will give them credit, and I think the move that I like the most is them ending up with Dillon Gabriel and how they got there. Now, first and foremost with Caleb Williams, college football is a business. The transfer portal, whether you like it or not, this is what we have to deal with in the current time. And until things change, you guys have to understand we have to adapt with the sport, an ever-changing sport. Now, Caleb Williams is one of the premier freshmen in the country, one of the best quarterbacks already in the country, and teams, he's going to be the number one priority on the market, especially now with Dillon Gabriel, off the market, who I think was probably, up there with him and Spencer Rattler, one of the best quarterbacks in the transfer portal. So we all know what Caleb did and whatnot. And I think OU fans, you guys are getting a little defensive when, everybody else tried to tell you, hey, he's Not answering questions at the press conference. He seems to be hesitant at the Alamo Bowl when people are telling me, "Oh, no, 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 everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine." Everything's not fine, and that's okay. It's understanding your reality and being self-aware of the situation so you can move appropriately. Luckily, OU has good leadership, in my opinion. OU has good structure and good culture, and so they're able to then pivot and at least get, I say at the least, because Dillon Gabriel is a phenomenal college quarterback. We're talking about a guy who the last couple years at UCF under, former OU quarterback Josh Heupel, it's been one of the most productive quarterbacks in all of college football. The only knock you probably could put on Dillon Gabriel is that he was a G5 passer. But other than that, it's been outstanding. And I think in terms of however I feel about Jeff Lebby, with the offense he runs and the veer and shoot concepts and even some of the things he's gotten from Lane Kiffin, this is as good a fit as you can ask for. If Caleb Williams decides to move on. That's the other thing. Caleb Williams being in the portal, he could still come back. But the reason why I really like this move for OU is if we're talking about players understanding their value and this being a business and understanding business, where I was getting frustrated with OU fans is you guys we're trying to act like the NIL stuff doesn't matter and money doesn't matter and all that type of stuff and all the nonsense and cap that's being spun, about the Kobe McKenzie stuff and whatever, right? Bottom line is, yeah, you got to lead with football. You got to lead with culture. But money and NIL is going to be a part of this. And that's not exclusive to Texas or Texas A&M or SEC. That is across college football now. That's part of the reason why Lincoln Riley's in LA now. So money is going to be a big component of this. But it's also business. So if Caleb Williams wants to make a move, he and his father are talking about player development and what's best for them and trying to get to the NFL, that's cool. I applaud OU. I think it is smart business to say, that's cool, but we got to do what's best for us. And we're not just going to wait around and get left holding the bag, and now we got to rush the development of a freshman quarterback who we like, but he's not going to be ready. We're going to be proactive, which I wish other schools did, but OU, I got to give them credit. I hate saying this because I'm the rival, but they got proactive and said, we're not going to be left here. So if our floor is Dillon Gabriel, then we should have high expectations next year in the Big 12 with one of the best college quarterbacks that was on the market that's now coming to Norman, Oklahoma. That's how you should move. Let this be a lesson to other programs out there. Be proactive. Don't wait. If somebody plays their hand and they want to do business, you got to do business too. So to me, OU's doing business. I'm with it. Personally, objectively looking at it. I'm not trying to throw shade for the sake of throwing shade or call teams what they're not. OU's been one of the most successful college football programs over the last 20 years. My biggest knock on them is they've been suspect in big games and they haven't broken through and won a national championship with all the amazing NFL talent they've had at quarterback. Other than that, they've been as good as any college football program in the country and productive. And regardless of how I feel about Britt Venables, regardless of how I feel about Jeff Lebby, I really like how they moved in this Caleb Williams situation because regardless of how the fans are talking, I'm talking about Castiglione and BB. So great job by them of making this move and getting Dillon Gabriel. And Caleb Williams could still be on the table. Now he'll have to come back, and it will be, that'll be a quarterback thing and competition because Gabriel's no slouch at all. Obviously, Caleb Williams just led them to an Alamo Bowl victory, 11-2 season, 27 touchdowns. And I think he only started like 6 games or whatever. So, that's a kid who, if he develops right and tracks right, regardless of where he goes, you should be competing for being a number 1 overall pick. Like that's the type of talent we're talking about. So very interesting. Breaking down the landscape of college football. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. All college football fans will be back with more. Looking to do a live tomorrow with Tran. Tran's back and healthy. So going to get Tran back on here, as well as hearing from Horns Down, Chris and Seth, and, just interacting on the forum. So follow us on TikTok, Fanatic Perspective, short form stuff. Follow us on TikTok, as well as hit up busr.com/fanatic. Show some love there. Promo code sports100FP. 100% free play match on all deposits. Appreciate y'all. Horns always up.